Have you heard of a famous Indian English novelist, R.K. Narayan? You might have heard of his name because he is one of the first 3 novelists who wrote in English, because the colonizer gave us this language. It wasn't our own language, but we became familiar with the language, and therefore many people today write in English. It is called Indian English literature. Today we shall take up one of the famous novels of R.K. Narayan, The Man Eater of Malgudi. Malgudi is a place which is an imaginary place in South India. R.K. Narayan created this place, putting together all the qualities of different places of South India. The story is based on the famous mythological story of Bhasmasur. Bhasmasur is an evil person who wants to kill whoever he sees by burning them. So he gets this boon from Lord Shiva, and then he tries his own boon on his head by saying, I will keep my hand on your head so that you become burnt. Shiva keeps escaping how to escape, and finally, with the help of Mohini, who's a disguised god, Bhasmasur keeps his hand on his head and he dies. So using this story, bringing it to the 20th century, R.K. Narayan tells us this story of Man Eater of Malgudi. Man Eater is the name of this person who represents Bhasmasur, and his name is Vasu. He is not an animal who eats men, but he's a human being who kills animals and stuffs them. This is called taxidermy. So he's a taxidermist. And he's a very evil man because he wants to make a lot of money. That is modernism. In modern life, materialistic life, everybody wants to make a lot of money quickly, and that is what he wants to do. So he comes to Malgudi, who's an outsider. Malgudi is a place which is very peaceful, and here there is a printer called Nataraj. Now you must remember that Nataraj is the name of one of the names of Shiva. So you can see now the story developing. Nataraj is a very innocent person. He has some friends, a poet. There is also another friend, and that is a politician, and he also has a worker in the press who's called Shastri. These are the important characters. There is also a very important character, and that's the temple elephant. And there is a dancing girl in the temple whose name is Rangi. So these are the characters who are there in this novel. Now Vasu comes to Malgudi, finds Nataraj's printing press, and comes and tells me, you have such a big house. His house is attached to the printing press. I will become your tenant. Without asking, without any permission, he becomes a tenant. He does not pay anything. He keeps cheating him, and when he goes to the Mempi forests, forests like what you can see there, here he kills the animals, brings them here and starts stuffing them, removing all the insides, throwing it there. It smells terrible. Everybody starts complaining, and people become Nataraj's enemies. They say, you send him out, but Nataraj is helpless. He doesn't know how to send him away. Finally, they plan a temple feast. And here, Nataraj goes to his friend and brings an elephant. Because usually in a temple procession, they have the elephant walking. Now, elephant is a huge animal. Vasu is very happy because if he can get that elephant, dead elephant, he will be able to make a lot of money by stuffing that elephant. So he makes his plans. He tries to take help from everybody including the temple dancer Rangi. But at the end, Rangi becomes a little aware that this is an evil man and comes and gives a warning to Nataraj by saying something terrible is going to happen. The temple procession will pass next to your window, and then what will happen? You know, the whole procession, the temple festival is all being organized because of Nataraj's poet friend who has written a book praising the Lord. So that book is also getting released. Nataraj has a very important role here, and Rangi says that all your plans will be destroyed because if the temple elephant is killed, Malgudi will kill you. The temple elephant is supposed to be very auspicious, and Vasu is planning to sit at the window and shoot that temple elephant. Nataraj says, what should I do? I don't know what to do. I want everybody to be very vigilant, but I cannot do anything. I'm totally helpless. That is what he says. Now this is similar to what the story in the mythology is. So his helplessness comes through. Vasu, of course, does not bother about anything. He goes and takes his position. The temple feast begins and the elephant comes. Nataraj feels very, very anxious, but the temple procession goes, the elephant is safe, nothing happens. But they hear a strange, loud sound. Now, what is that sound? They rush up. They find that Vasu is lying in a swoon. Maybe he's fainted or he's died. They don't know why he has died. Everybody thinks it is Nataraj who's killed Vasu. The police get very upset. They say that Nataraj has to be punished. Nataraj says, I'm innocent. I did not do anything. I did not kill this man. Finally, the doctor comes and says that it is not anybody else who has killed Vasu. He has died in an accident. He was trying to kill a mosquito, not the elephant, but the mosquito in the room, and that rod fell on his nerve and he collapsed immediately. Nataraj is cleared of all his, negative reputation, and then the people of Malgudi breathe a sigh of relief. This is a very interesting story which R.K. Narayan writes about the Indian experience, about an Indian behavior and characters who are Indian, taking from the ancient tradition of India. You have important themes here like materialism and spiritual benefit, because the entire temple thing is spirituality. You also have goodness and evil. You have themes like the city and the small place, or you have the hills, the Memphis hills, which are quite pure. They are full of wild animals, but they are not evil. It's the human element in the form of Vasu who's evil. You also have many symbols like the printing press, because the printing press symbolizes the introduction of your ego. Vasu comes for the first time to say, please print some visiting cards in my name. I will go everywhere and give these visiting cards. So he not only comes and makes friends with the printer, but he also uses the printer's good name, his good reputation, to become popular in Malgudi. In this way we find that there are many elements you can study. The story is written in simple English. It will benefit those of you who are learning English. If you read a few pages of this novel, it's a long book. Read a few pages every day, read it aloud and many times. You will find that you will be able to narrate the story in good English, fluently and confidently after a few days. Thank you and all the best. I hope you have liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it. Press the bell icon so that you get notifications. Like and hype the video and share it as widely as you can. Join the channel as a member to attend all the live classes I conduct and also to get other benefits. Thank you and all the best.